I want you to cool down by having the background.
Very, very. Is this to cool us all down?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
psychological.
Yes.
And of course, we need to welcome Simona. Oh, Steve's joined. That's fine. Hey, Steve. Thank you for joining.
I'm still on the committee. I wasn't sure.
You're not formally on the committee, but I did ask the town administration, and they said in this particular case they would overlook it. And because I was worried about having a quorum, I didn't make any clear case. So thank you for joining. But we've certainly got a quorum now, so that's great. I think well anyway, it's only just 7 o'clock now, but I think we're waiting for somebody from the town to join us to explain these appropriations transfers, and he's here.
Wow. Real efficiency tonight.
Yeah, I'm suspecting it's going to be a fairly short meeting, but you never know. Well, good evening, Director McCabe. How are you?
Good evening.
Thank you very much for attending in the middle of this hot summer. So I appreciate your coming. So I think we can sort of try and keep this meeting as short as we possibly can. Oh, Melissa's joined as well. Wonderful. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
I think both you and Steve are sort of honorary members at the moment, but we have a quorum, so that's good. If either of you decide you don't want to stay, by all means, you don't need to, but we are very happy to have you in attendance, so thank you so much for joining. Peter sort of hit me on the knuckles for inviting all the last year's members, insisting that I was thinking that today would be the last day, but he's of course is the fount of all knowledge on process in the town, and he said no, it's July 1. He firmly said he wouldn't be attending. Okay, well, good evening, everyone. This public meeting of the Dover Warrant Committee is being conducted remotely via Zoom in accordance with the temporary provisions of the Open Meeting Law. The meeting has been publicly posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded, so take caution with what you show on the screen, as others may be able to see it, and anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. To open the meeting, can I get a roll call of members in attendance? Woody Weiss?
Present.
Simona Azevedo?
Present.
Welcome to your first official meeting, Simona.
Thank you.
Marty Howard?
Present.
Sarah Kenny is not here. And Janet McCormack?
Here.
Steve Migalski?
Here.
And Melissa Herman.
Here.
Thank you. I should also like to welcome Mr. McCabe for joining us this evening to elaborate on the appropriations transfers. Let me start by saying that this is our first meeting of the year. While we'd normally throw the committee offices open to elect a chair, deputy chair, and a secretary, I would like to move that we defer this process until our next meeting, in the hope that we will have more members and to give them the opportunity also to vote for the office holders. Is this a reasonable proposition, or would you prefer to throw open the offices now and vote on them immediately? I'll take
should wait.
silence as conferring, as concurring. Sorry. I'd also like to add that I'm not planning to continue as chair of the committee. This is my last year as a member of the committee, and I think it's probably more appropriate to pass it over to someone else. I would really encourage you to think seriously about whether you're interested in running as well. I think we really do need to have a chair, a deputy, and a secretary. So if you can see fit to offering your services for one of those positions, I think it'd be great. But think about it over the coming weeks. I don't know when our next meeting will be, but it shouldn't be too long. So thank you for that. And with Peter now being absent, we're down on a secretary. Is anybody prepared to be the secretary for the evening, just so that we can record the minutes of the meeting and distribute them at the appropriate time? Silence. I don't know what we do. I don't want to point fingers, but is somebody prepared to do it?
I can try.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. I greatly appreciate it.
Okay.
That would be a great, much appreciated.
Okay.
And so with all those introductions, I'll declare the meeting open, and we'll move on to really the sole business for this evening, and that is the appropriation transfers that have been proposed, I guess, by you, Kevin. So I'll throw the floor open to you to give us an explanation. Perhaps let's go through them one at a time, and we'll vote on them as we review them, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So
I don't know if you want me or you to pull them up, or if that's necessary.
Does everybody has them? Woody, would you be so kind as perhaps to pull them up? You're on mute.
I can do it. It'll just take me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. But you could get going anyway, Kevin. The first one is $7,000 snow and ice and gasoline.
So this is to transfer to the town garage for our electric bill. As many of the committees aware, we switched to solar. We installed and have actively incorporated a solar array on top of the town garage this past year. Unfortunately, the back end of that wasn't per se, the credits were shared among all 14 different accounts through the town. So in essence, I never had an electric bill. However, we still had to pay for the electricity generated from Select, the vendor. So I'm sure you're all familiar with that process. So they've done some internal accounting, and I know through the warrant committee there, the budget was adjusted appropriate this fiscal year, so that I will process those invoices. So that's why I'm in a delta this year in town garage, because I absorbed all of those bills except for the last 3.
Okay. And so these were outside of your budget possibilities. So we need to vote on them each individually. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I defer to you, but I think you could probably do one motion to vote all 3. Obviously these were presented and approved on last Thursday's Board of Selectmen meeting. So now we're obviously in the process for the warrant committee.
Right, and today is the very last day with which we can vote on them. So we'll be further out of pocket if we don't do this. What's the consensus on this? Should we vote on them individually or as a collective unit? Any thoughts, Woody?
I'm happy to vote on them collectively. Feels like that.
Same.
Okay, do I hear a motion on these appropriation transfers?
I move that with the committee vote to approve the 3 appropriation transfers as proposed by the Highway Department, the DPW.
Okay, do I have a seconder?
Second.
Thank you, Marty. Okay, let's do a roll call vote. Woody,
Aye.
Marty,
Aye.
Simona,
Aye.
Janet,
Aye.
Steve?
You want me to stay out of it if you've got enough, if we're not sure of my legal status on the committee? I'm in favor otherwise, but I don't, if you get the 4.
Okay, let's pass on you and Melissa then, just so we don't create any real complications there. But I'm comfortable having spoken with Felicia that it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, okay. So that means the committee has unanimously approved all 3 transfers, and Kevin, you're free to go. Thank you.
Great. Thank you all this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Is there any other business that we need to address this evening? Hearing none, I think we need to review the minutes of our last meeting. Let me see. Has everybody read those meetings that our Secretary Emeritus distributed a few days back?
Mhm.
Then do I hear a motion to approve, to accept the minutes? That's
I'll
the.
move.
Thank you, Marty. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Woody. Then I think we can vote in acclamation on this. I don't think it matters. Does everybody agree to accept the minutes?
Aye.
Simona, you're welcome to vote because we're not asking you to confirm that they're accurate. We're just accepting them. So,
Yep.
so that's okay. And in fact, you were in the meeting, I think, anyway. But okay, so the minutes are accepted. And I will forward those on to to Felicia for recording them. Melissa, if you would just be so kind to distribute these very brief minutes to the entire committee, I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you, Steve and Melissa, for joining us, even though there was ultimately no necessity for you to join. So thank you.
Cam, where do we stand with recruiting new members?
I am aware of one person who's in the pipeline, but only of one, and that's worrying me quite a bit. So let me really say, if anybody has some potential candidates who they would like to suggest become a member, if you could reach out, perhaps to Jim Rapetti or to me, I would be quite happy to forward anything on to Jim as well. But that's Jim's responsibility to find another 3 members. So I'm hoping that we'll make progress on that in fairly short period of time. But if you do know of anybody who might well be interested, please, by all means, raise your hand. Okay, then.
Cam, can I just ask you one question? Is this happening with like all the committees? It's like it continues to be difficult to get volunteers to participate?
We haven't really had a lot of problem, actually, Simona, I mean, this is my first, I've been on the committee for 6 years, and this is the first year where we've been struggling to find people.
Okay.
But I'm not particularly familiar with the other committees because it's the nature, the Warrant Committee. If you're a member of the Warrant Committee, you can't be on any other committees. So we tend to have a little bit of distance from the other committees.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks everyone. And I suggest we, do I hear a motion to close the meeting?
So move.
Somebody to second?
Second.
I think we can do this by acclamation as well. Thank you everyone for attending, and I appreciate your coming in the middle of this heat wave. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
evening.
you all.
Bye-bye.